Hi friends, welcome to my channel, Relocate with Kaya. I'm Kaya. I provide online support for individuals, families, and employees moving abroad by providing them with relocation country specific resources. Today, I will be discussing the 5 questions that myself and my husband Rich posed to each other when we decided that we wanted to live abroad. If I can just share a little backstory as to how we even got there, it was the summer of 2020, also known as America's Racial Reckoning. I like to refer to it as my own personal awakening. But all kidding aside, it was a very difficult summer for us as a couple, being an interracial couple, full disclosure, and just being Black in America at that time. Like it just felt suffocating. I felt trapped. I felt afraid. I felt hopeless. Um, and there were times where, I would just cry because the feelings were just so overwhelming. So, Rich and I had many of conversations about there having to be a better way to live and give a better life to our daughter Nina, who was maybe one and a half. Yeah, one and a half at the time. So that kind of that's what sparked the idea. So the first question that we had discussed was how would moving to another country affect us? And if um, at the time, I honestly felt trapped in America, so I thought that any country would be an improvement. And I'm just being completely honest. So that wasn't a huge hurdle to overcome. We just thought that, if it's a safe environment, then it's a good environment and it's an environment that we can adjust to. So that was the first question. The second question was, is this even realistic or is it just a pipe dream? And Rich and I, we were from Philadelphia, and we had moved to Southern California in our early 20s. And we lived there for about 6 years. But that was the extent of us living away from home. I, as a child, moved around a bit. So it wasn't extremely difficult for me to readjust to different environments. But moving to Southern California was kind of a little bit of a taste of what it would be like to move to a different location without having any family or friends. I feel like we were prepared a little bit in that regard, but it's definitely not the same. So things were pretty dark at that time. So we were willing to do whatever was necessary to make this idea a reality. So it felt very attainable and realistic for us. The next thing that we had discussed was whether or not we were running away from the country that we were leaving. Was that and if that's the reason why we're doing it? And at the time, I would say 100% yes. I felt that we were running away. But as time went on and the temperature cooled, and doing research and going on a few visits, we realized that we were actually running towards something and not away from something. So, and things just it just felt like we would have a better quality of life. And so would Nina. So initially, yes, we were running away, but eventually it didn't feel like we were running away as much as we were running towards. Uh, Question number 4 was how would not having access to a family and friend network affect us? So I think that during the pandemic, we took it very seriously. So we didn't have a whole lot of contact with extended family, and not, um, yeah, we didn't have a whole lot of contact with extended family. And we had little pods, and we didn't do engage with anyone really outside of the people in our pods. And because our parents are older, We didn't want to risk their health. So we were kind of on our own for about, I would say, about 2 years of not spending a whole lot of time with family. And then outside of our pod group, we didn't have a whole lot of contact. So I think that actually kind of prepared us for what it would feel like to, well, to move away and not have access, immediate access to family and friends. So I think that, yeah, that prepared us for the isolation of not having that access to those people and resources. And then the last question was, do I want to move to, or do we want to move to a country without seeing it? Now, even though I was um, rabid with our decision to move, we knew there was no way, or really Rich knew, there was no way that we were going to move to a country sight unseen. So that was never even something that we entertained, even though I felt like I could have hopped on the plane and never came back. We did not do that, and I don't recommend doing that. But yeah, so those were the 5 questions that Rich and I considered and talked about extensively, kind of to prepare us for this big adventure of moving abroad. And we were definitely on the same page. He definitely sees the value and saw the value in how living outside of the United States would have a positive impact on our daughter. So it didn't take a whole lot of convincing to get him on board. I do know that some of the wives or some of the women that I hear from, they have difficulties with convincing their husbands to get on board. But I think if once you have the information and you take a couple trips, couple visits, that it's not really a hard sell. It's just getting comfortable with the idea of being in an unfamiliar location. So hopefully this video has been helpful and informative, and you will like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. I will be posting videos probably weekly, just sharing again my own personal journey with the hopes of helping someone else that's considering moving abroad or just have questions, curious. Um, if I could shed some light on the process, that's what I'm here for. So thanks for watching. I hope you've hung around for the 8 minutes. But if not, return and finish. Have a great day. Bye.